We also want to take another area, if you permit, 3 formal photographs. So
this gathering is significant, not only because it marks a milestone, but because it brings the focus of this celebration into the community, where the people live, work, and seek care. The choice of this setting is appropriate and meaningful. The theme for this launch, Pharmacy at Your Doorstep, Touching Lives, Bringing Gas, speaks directly to a fundamental truth. Healthcare must not remain distant from the people. It must be accessible, understood, and trusted within our homes and our communities. Pharmacists play a critical role in making this possible. In many instances, they are the first point of contact within the health system. They guide the safe use of medicines, support patients in managing chronic conditions, and provide essential health education. Their work brings care closer to the people and strengthens the foundation of primary health care. As we celebrate 90 years under the broader theme, Science, Impact, Legacy, 90 years of pharmaceutical excellence, it is important to reflect on what these words require of you. Science is the core of your profession. It demands discipline, continuous learning, and adherence to standards. The credibility of your work depends on your commitment to evidence, accuracy, and professional competence. Impact must be seen in the lives of the people. It is reflected in improved access to medicines, in the availability and affordability of treatments, and in the confidence that communities place in your services. Your work contributes not only to individual health, but to the strength of families and the productivity of the nation. Legacy is what endures beyond the present generation. Over the years, the pharmaceutical profession in Ghana has contributed to national development through healthcare delivery, education, research, and industry. You have supported the growth of local pharmaceutical manufacturing, created employment, and strengthened our health systems. This is a legacy that must be preserved and advanced. However, the responsibilities that come with this legacy are clear. First, you must continue to uphold professionalism and integrity. The trust placed in you by the public must never be compromised. In matters of health, people rely on your judgment in moments of vulnerability. That trust must be protected at all times. Challenges facing healthcare are complex and require collaboration. A divided profession cannot effectively serve the people. I encourage you to work together, support one another, and present a united front in advancing your collective mission. Third, you must remain committed to service, especially to communities that are underserved. The theme of this launch, must not remain a statement, it must become a practice. Pharmaceutical care must reach beyond the cities and into every community where it is needed. To policymakers and stakeholders present, I wish to emphasize that pharmacists are an essential part of the healthcare system, ensuring their availability, supporting their development, and integrating their services fully into primary health care will strengthen our national response to health challenges. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the 90th anniversary of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana is not only a celebration of the past, it is a call to responsibility for the future. I commend the Society for its contributions over the years and for bringing this important launch to the community of Ekrofone Kwapim. It is my hope that this anniversary will strengthen your resolve, deepen your impacts, and guide you in building a legacy that will serve generations to come. On this note, I wish you a successful celebration, and I declare the 90th anniversary of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana duly launched.
Therefore, what pharmacy in Ghana shall look like when we return to mark 100 years. 1. Community pharmacies shall be formally integrated into Ghana's primary healthcare system with defined service standards, structured referral pathways, and NHIS reimbursement. The policy shall exist, it shall be funded, and pharmacists shall be operating at the rate. 2. The Pharmacy Council of Ghana shall be operating a fully digital regulatory system, from licensing to real-time medicines quality surveillance. Substandard and falsified medicines shall no longer move unchecked within our supply chain. 3. Clinical pharmacy shall be standard practice in all teaching hospitals, and at least half of regional hospitals with pharmacists on ward rounds, leading medication reviews, contributing to patient outcomes, not as a pilot project, but as a requirement. 4. Ghana's pharmacy schools shall be producing graduates trained not only for dispensing, but for manufacturing, vaccinology, and clinical practice at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. These shall be built by Ghanaians here in Ghana. 5. At least 3 locally manufactured medicines shall have achieved WHO pre-qualification or equivalent recognition. Ghana shall have moved from dependence on imported generics to credible, quality-assured domestic production. In fact, when my team and I started putting point 5 together, we talked around flipping Ghana's medicine needs from 30% local content and 70% imported to 70% local production and 30% imported. But we have also realized that needle forward, we must move beyond just reconstituting and putting excipients together as medicines and say that it's local content. We must be interested in APIs that are done here in Ghana, excipients that are produced here in Ghana, and reduce our over-dependence on exportation. 6. A national antimicrobial stewardship framework that is coded by the PSGH and the Ghana Health Service to be operational across all public health hospitals and community pharmacies. Prescription-only medicines shall be genuinely prescription-only, enforced, monitored, and publicly reported. Pharmacists, please let's applaud this. It should happen with our full support. 7. Ghana's traditional herbal, and alternative medicines shall be operating with a science-led regulatory and integration framework, standardized, evidence-informed, and formally recognized within the national medicines landscape. Our biodiversity shall be a pharmaceutical asset, not an afterthought. That shall have adopted a green pharmacy framework, governing medicines disposal, reducing pharmaceutical waste in our environment, and holding the supply chain accountable for its environmental footprint. The duty of care shall not end at the point of dispensing. 9. A structured financing mechanism shall be enabling pharmacists to establish and sustain practices in underserved communities, and the regulated telepharmacy framework shall be extending pharmaceutical care to those beyond the reach of a physical pharmacy, so that geography no longer determines access. To get this done, I want us to all rally behind the Ghana Cooperative Pharmacists Credit Union movement, because that is how we get our businesses started. The Ghana Cooperative Pharmacists Credit Union must continue to remain the bank for all pharmacists. And 10. When we mark 100 years, the PSGH shall be recognized as Ghana's foremost pharmaceutical policy think tank, producing evidence, shaping legislation, and speaking with authority in the media on every matter that touches medicines and public health. We shall not merely have celebrated a century, we shall have spent a decade earning it. These are not distant dreams, what I share with you today. They are the logical outcomes of decisions we make today, resources we commit in the coming years, and the partnerships we forge before this decade is done. The prophecy is attainable, but only if we treat it not as a vision, but as a mandate. So before we leave here, there's a simple question for all of us. Will we make individually that will shape the next 10 years of PSGH as we look forward to our centenary? Let it not be said that we celebrated 90 years and remain unchanged. Let it be said that at 90, we defined a new direction. I thank you for your attention.
The advantage I have as president of the Pharmaceutical Society was that I was involved in the policy formulation for the National Electronic Pharmacy project. We have done a lot, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. I think on one hand, we focused a lot on the infrastructure bit of it, but we need to now focus more on the buy-in from the rest of us. And so while we work on the logistics and infrastructure angle, we must continue to target the everyday user, the everyday Ghanaian, both within the urban and rural areas, that we are able to bridge the gap that helps them use these technological services to improve on the healthcare of our people. We believe at the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana that the integration of telepharmacy is the game changer in ensuring access to medicines, availability of medicines, and the affordability of these medicines. And so we are committed to helping government to realize the goals we have set for ourselves in rolling out the NEPP, the National Electronic Pharmacy Platform. Important to understand that pharmaceutical service delivery takes care of our health. Our health is our wealth. But beyond that also, the pharmaceutical industry is a hub that helps our economy. And that is why we join in the government's flagship program on the 24-hour economy conversation, that indeed to make Ghana a pharmaceutical manufacturing hub, we must take advantage of government's cheap credit, of facilities, land especially, and equipment that the government of Ghana can help us secure. The more we invest into these infrastructure and into providing these funds, we can tag along very well with the 24-hour economy to ensure that indeed we make pharmaceutical products available to the everyday Ghanaian, that our health sovereignty is secured, but also that we provide employment for the teeming youth of Ghana. And again, we are able to earn foreign exchange because we are able to export our products to the rest of Africa and of West Africa. The menace of Galamsey affects us as the pharmaceutical industry. We talked about the water we use in our manufacturing, that indeed we do spend a lot more because of the extra steps and processes we need to take in making sure that our water is of pharmaceutical grade. And so we have joined with civil society organizations, CSOs, in calling on government to treat the menace of Galamsey as a public health threat and something that we must all be committed to eliminating from within our body politic and from within the fabric, the socio-economic fabric of the country. So we continue to call on government. Galamsey affects us even at the pharmaceutical level.